नहमदुहु व नुसल्ली अला रसूलिहिल करीम अम्मा बाद फ़अऊज़ु बिल्लाहि मिनश शैतानिर रजीम बिस्मिल्लाहिर रहमानिर रहीम अल्लाहुम्मा सल्ली अला मुहम्मदिन व अला आलि मुहम्मदिन कमा सल्लैता अला इब्राहीम व अला आलि इब्राहीम इन्नका हमीदुम मजीद अल्लाहुम्मा बारिक अला मुहम्मदिन व अला आलि मुहम्मदिन कमा बारकता अला इब्राहीम व अला आलि इब्राहीम इन्नका हमीदुम मजीद। रब्बि इश्रह ली सदरी व यस्सिर ली अमरी वहलुल उक़दतम मिन लिसानी यफ़क़हू क़ौली। रब्बी ज़िदनी इल्मा रब्बी ज़िदनी इल्मा रब्बी ज़िदनी इल्मा। Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Today we have another live session, inshallah, of Surah Baqarah, in which we will be studying the Tajweed rules in ayah number 106 till 110, inshallah. Okay, so we are starting slowly by reciting first, and inshallah, then we will break down the Tajweed rules in each and every ayah. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم ما ننسخ من آية أو ننسها نأت بخير منها أو مثلها ألم تعلم أن الله على كل شيء قدير ألم تعلم أن الله له ملك السماوات والأرض وما لكم من دون الله من ولي ولا نصير أم تريدون أن تسألوا رسولكم كما سئل موسى من قبل ومن يتبدل الكفر بالإيمان فقد ضل سواء السبيل ود كثير من أهل الكتاب لو يردونكم من بعد إيمانكم كفارا حسدا من عند أنفسهم من بعد ما تبين لهم الحق فاعفوا واصفحوا حتى يأتي الله بأمره إن الله على كل شيء قدير وأقيموا الصلاة وآتوا الزكاة وما تقدموا لأنفسكم من خير تجدوه عند الله إن الله بما تعملون بصير. ما ننسخ من آية أو ننسها نأت بخير منها أو مثلها ألم تعلم أن الله على كل شيء قدير ألم تعلم أن الله له ملك السماوات والأرض وما لكم من دون الله من ولي ولا نصير أم تريدون أن تسألوا رسولكم كما سئل موسى من قبل ومن يتبدل الكفر بالإيمان فقد ضل سواء السبيل ود كثير من أهل الكتاب لو يردونكم من بعد إيمانكم كفارا حسدا من عند أنفسهم من بعد ما تبين لهم الحق فاعفوا واصفحوا حتى يأتي الله بأمره إن الله على كل شيء قدير وأقيموا الصلاة وآتوا الزكاة وما تقدموا لأنفسكم من خير تجدوه عند الله إن الله بما تعملون بصير إن الله بما تعملون بصير. नाजिया ज़मान जज़ाकल्लाह. ما ننسخ من آية أو ننسها نأت بخير منها أو مثلها ألم تعلم أن الله على كل شيء قدير أن الله على كل شيء قدير ألم تعلم أن الله له ملك السماوات والأرض وما لكم من دون الله من ولي ولا نصير أم تريدون أن تسألوا رسولكم كما سئل موسى من قبل ومن يتبدل الكفر بالإيمان فقد ضل سواء السبيل أم تريدون أن تسألوا رسولكم كما سئل موسى من قبل ومن يتبدل الكفر بالإيمان فقد ضل سواء السبيل ود كثير من أهل الكتاب لو يردونكم من بعد إيمانكم كفارا حسدا من عند أنفسهم من بعد ما تبين لهم الحق فاعفوا واصفحوا حتى يأتي الله بأمره إن الله على كل شيء قدير وأقيموا الصلاة وآتوا الزكاة وما تقدموا لأنفسكم من خير تجدوه عند الله إن الله بما تعملون بصير. So this was the first part, which was the recitation. Now inshallah we will look at the tajweed rules in these ayahs. So let's start from ayah number 106. So let's see what are the rules in this ayah. ما ننسخ من آية أو ننسها نأتي بخير منها أو مثلها. Mim, alif, fatha, ma. So there is a fatha and then its alif is here. So you can say there is a fatha before alif. So this alif is madda. It means we have to read it by stretching it up to one alif. Ma, like this, ma. Noon, noon, fatha, no. Seen, kha, fatha, sakh. No, sakh. No sakh. So here we have hidden the noon sakina sound because after noon sakin you see there is a letter seen. Seen is from the ikhfa letters. There are 15 letters. If you see them after noon sakin or tanween, so you have to hide the noon sakin or tanween sound. So here mano sakh sakh. Kha is from the upper part of the throat as well as it's heavy. So you have to read it heavy. No sakh. Min ayatin. Mim, nun kasra, min. Hamza, vertical fatha, a. Ya fatha ya, aya. Ta to kasratin, ayatin. So we will stretch Hamza because of having vertical fatha. Ma no sakh min ayatin. أو نوسها نأتي أو نوسها نأتي بخير منها أو مثلها. Hamza, waw fatah, أو. So this waw here is lean. In the today's Surah Quraysh session, I've spoken about the lean in the detail. But right now, again, I will review this concept of letters to be lean. So we have two lean letters, waw sakina and ya sakina. So if you see waw is sakin and there is a fatha before it, it means waw is lean. Lean means to read them gentle without stretching or suddenly pausing. So you have to say aw like this. Aw, no siha, noon, noon dama no, sin kasra si, no si. We are doing ikhfa here, meaning we are hiding this noon sakin sound. No siha, no siha. Noon, noon dama no, sin kasra si, no si. Ha alif fatha ha, no siha. Noon, Hamza fatha na. Alif is called Hamza whenever it's having any sign. So here we see that it's look like Alif, but it's acting as Hamza. So we are saying Hamza. Noon, Hamza fatha na. Na. Whenever you see this sukoon sign on top of Hamza or Alif, so you have to give it a sudden pause. Ti. Na'ti. ما نسخ من آية أو نوسها نأتي بخير منها أو مثلها. نأتي با كسر بي خا يا فتح خي بخي. Here we said waw is lean because of having fatha before it. Here ya is sakina and there is before it, so ya is lean. So we will read these letters without stretching or suddenly pausing. بخير بخير. را ميم تو كسرة رم ميم نون كسرة من. نأتي بخير منها. So you see there is two kasras and after that letter meme is there. Meme is from the Yarmalun letters and after two fatha, two kasra, two damas or noon sakin, if you see any of these, so you have to do idgham. What does idgham mean? Idgham means to merge the sound. Sometimes this merging can be with gunna following the nasalization or sometimes it will be without gunna. So in this specific case right now of the meme, the idgham merging will be with gunna. بِخَيْرٍ. You will hold the meme sound for 1 second or equal to 1 alif. The time you take to say alif one time, that much. Meme nun kasra min ha alif fataha min ha. Now this alif here is madda again because there is a fatha before it. Remember the madda letters alif, waw sakina and ya sakina. So when there is a fatha before alif, alif will be madda. And when there is a dama before waw sakina and kasra before ya sakina, so in that cases waw and ya will also be madda. So we read madda letters by stretching them up to 1 alif. So here we have to say minha. But you see there is a mad on top. What is the reason for this mad here? Because in the next word we have hamza, or you can say soon after madda letters, if you see hamza in the next word, it can be original hamza or it can be alif acting as a hamza, because what I've explained right now, whenever alif is having any sign we will call it hamza. Now its rules are falling with or placed with the hamza. So it's not alif anymore, it's hamza. So if you see this situation that after the madda letters, there is a hamza in the next word. So this mad on the top is called madde munfasil, the detached mad or separate mad. Amount of stretching for this is 2.5 alifs. The time you take to say alif 2.5 times. ما ننسخ من آية أو نوسها نأتي بخير منها أو مثلها منها أو مثلها. Hamza, Waw, Fatah, Aw. It's on top of each other. You can see whatever rule we have placed here, we have studied here, is the same rule for here. So before Waw Sakina, there is Fatah, Waw is lean. Aw, Mithliha. Mim, Sa, Kasra, Mith, Lam, Kasra, Li. Mithli, Ha, Alifata, Ha. Mithliha, Mithliha. Sa is from the tip of the tongue when it touches the inner edges of your top two front teeth. If you leave the tongue loose and if you say misliha, you will end up pronouncing seen here. We don't need seen. This is tha, tha. So we have to be very careful when we are pronouncing the Lithavia letters, or these letters are called Lithavia, tha, dhal, and dha. So you have to keep touching the tip of your tongue. You have to take a little bit tongue out, okay, and you have to touch it with the tip of the tongue with the inner edges of your top two front teeth in order to pronounce the letter tha without having the seen sound or airflow out. Mithliha, mithliha, mithliha. ما ننسخ من آية أو نوسها نأتي بخير منها أو مثلها. Ha, alif, fatah, ha. So here alif is madda, that's why we are stretching. And the pausing can't affect the madda letters because they themselves are such that they are silent. Consider alif here and the other waw and ya, you will see they're also having a proper sukoon sign. So they remain unaffected when you are taking pause. So we are reading this. مثلها ألم تعلم أن الله Hamza fatah lam mim fatah lam alam ta'in fatah ta' lam mim fatah lam ta'lam alam ta'lam. Ain is from the middle of the throat and it's a bit squeezing sound, and you have to pronounce it from exactly the middle part of your throat. This is from the halqiya letters. Alam ta'lam annallaha annallaha. So here we have nasalization or hunna. Whenever you see the shadda on noon, do nasalization. And before the letter lam in the word Allah, if you see there is a fatha, you have to make it heavy. Annallah, Annallah. And this rule of lam is only applicable for the word Allah. If you see the letter lam anywhere else than this word Allah, then it's always light. For example, like this, alam, ta'alam. But here, for the letter lam in the word Allah, we have to make it heavy because of the fatha before it. If there is a kasra, then it will be light. If there is a dhamma, it will be heavy. So in this case, this letter lam in the word Allah is heavy. Annallaha ma nasakh min ayatin aw nusiha na'ti bi khayrin minha aw mithliha. ألم تعلم أن الله. Next is على كل شيء قدير. عين فتحة لام vertical فتحة لا على قاف لام دم كل لام كسرة لي كلي. This قاف is light. على كل شين يا فتح شيء. Ya is lean because of having fatha before it. Hamza to kasra in, shay in. But after this in, you see there is qaf. Qaf is from the ikhfa letters. So we will do ikhfa, meaning we will hide this in sound and we will make it incomplete. Ikhfa is different than gunna, always remember. So we need ikhfa here, hiding the noon sakina sound or the tanween sound. على كل شيء قدير. Shay'in qadir. When you are doing ghunna, your tongue is touching your upper palate like anna. But when you're doing ikhfa, make sure your tongue is not touching anywhere. Otherwise, you will end up doing ghunna here. So we have to do ikhfa, meaning we have to hide this tanween sound here. على كل شيء قدير. قاف فتح قا دال يا كسرة دي قدي را ساكن. Why ra is sakin? It's having two damas. Because we are making it silent, we are pausing here. Ayah is completed. It's like a full stop. So we will remove whatever harka is there and we will make the ra sakina. Like this, ya is sakina. Now ra is also sakina. So if we are doing this and you see our second last letter is madda letter because there is a kasra before ya sakina. So we have option to stretch this ya up to 1 or 2.5 or 3 alif. And this stretching will be because of madde arid lissakun. Madde arid is temporary stretch in case of pausing. If your second last letter is your madda letter, you can stretch it up to 3 alif. And this is good to stretch it when you see the madda letters as second last letter. على كل شيء قدير. ألم تعلم أن الله له ملك السماوات والأرض وما لكم من دون الله من ولي ولا نصير. همزة فتاة لام ميم فتاة لم ألم تا عين فتاة تاع لام ميم فتاة لم تعلم ألم تعلم ألم تعلم. Ain is from the middle of the throat. أن الله. Again, noon is having shadda. So we will do nasalization in the noon sound. Why we are doing it? If you want to know more about this, you can comment below and then inshallah I will open up this rule for you that why we are doing nasalization in noon sound when it's having shadda on top of it. Annallah. Hamza, noon, fatah, an, noon, lam, fatah, nal. Which lam is active here in the word Allah? The second one. Okay. This we are not considering, and this alif is also we are excluding. So we are joining this noon fatha with this lam. Annallah. Hamza, noon fatha, an, noon lam fatha, nal, lam vertical fatha, la. Annallah. Ha fatha, ha. Annallah. Annallah. So if you see the shadda, it means that the letter is twice. So we have two noon here. And among the two ones, among the twice ones, first one is always silent, okay, having sukoon sign, and second one will be having the sign whatever is here on top. Same goes with this lam. We have two lam here. One is silent, having sukoon sign, and the other one is having this vertical fatha. Okay, that's why we are able to read them like this. So whenever you see the shadda, try to emphasize on the letter. Annallah. Annallah. As well as this lam is heavy because there is a fatha before it. So we make the letter lam in the word Allah heavy when we see the fatha before it. If there is a kasra, it will be light. If there is dhamma, again it will be heavy. Remember these three things. So here we have fatha before the letter lam in the word Allah. It will be heavy. Annallah. Lam fatha la, ha inverted dhamma. Okay, this is inverted dhamma, upside down dhamma. And these are the vertical harkat, same like this vertical fatha. We will stretch it up to one alif. Lahu, lahu. Mim, lam dhamma mul. Kaf, sin, dhamma kus, mulkus. Sin fatha sa, mulkussa. Mim, vertical fatha. Ma, wow, vertical fatha. Wa, samawa. Ta kasrati. Mulkus samawati. Mulkus samawati. So you have to read by stretching here. Wal ard. Waw, lam fatha wal. Hamza, ra fatha ar. Dod sakin. Why dod is sakin? Again, we have sign of pause here. We are pausing. So we are dropping off the harka from dod and we are making it sakina. Okay, silent. Not like English silent where you just exclude the letter. In Arabic, when I say silent, it means the letter sound is paused. Okay, we are not giving it any haraka. If there is no haraka, then there will be this sign. This make the letter static, not moving. Okay, not having any sound. It's itself is existing, just the sound is paused. Wal ard, wal ard. Because these fatha kasra dhamma, these harkas are your vowel letters, they give sound to the letters. Okay, fatha sound like a, and kasra like e and I sound, and dhamma like o or u sound. So if you combine them together, a, e, I, o, u, these are your vowel letters, they give sound to the letters. أن الله له ملك السماوات والأرض وما لكم من دون الله من ولي ولا نصير. Waw fatawa, mim alifatama. Before I proceed forward, let me explain. Ra is heavy here because it's having a sukoon on top of it and there is a fatha before it. Remember this situation. Specific situation is there. So whenever there is a sukoon sign on top of ra and there is a fatha before it, ra is heavy. And dawad is heavy because it's from the musta'aliya letters. Musta'aliya letters are your 7 heavy letters among 29 letters, which we read heavy under any condition. Ra is not from the musta'aliya letters. It is having like it's condition specific, you can say. So condition sensitive, you can also say, like certain under certain condition it will be light, it will be heavy as well. But these heavy letters are permanently heavy. No matter whatever condition we put on it, it will not affect their heaviness or pronunciation. Wal ard وما لكم من دون الله من ولي ولا نصير. Waw fatawa, mim alifatama, wama. Here if you see before alif there is a fatha, same pattern. So this alif is madda, it means we have to read it by stretching it. Lakum, lam fatha la, kaf, mim dama kum. We are reading this mim, not this one. So whenever you see that your one letter is having any haraka, second is sakina, third is having tashdeed. So you will drop the one having sakoon sign, and you will join the one having fatha kasra dhamma with the one having shadda. So here we are reading lakum mio, because if you open this shadda, you will see two memes here. One like this, sakina, and other will have kasra. So we don't need this meme here. That's why we are saying lam fatala, kaf, mim damakum, lakum, mim, noon kasra, meo, lakum, meo, dal, waw dama du, noon kasrani, duni. Here we have ghunna, nasalization, lakum, meo, lakum, meo. And here we have ikhfa. So here ghunna is because of meme. If you want to remember it simple, just remember whenever meme is having tashdid, you have to do the ghunna in meme sound. Okay. And ikhfa is hiding the sound. So you have to hide this noon sakina sound because dal is from the ikhfa letters. Ikhfa letters are such letters, if we see them after noon sakin or tanween, we hide the sound. Min dunillahi. Dal, waw dama du. Waw is madda because there is a dama before it. Nillahi. This lam in the word Allah is light this time because of having kasra before it. Okay, here it was heavy because of fatha. It was annallaha min dunillahi. Nallaha. Nillahi. You can see the difference. Okay. Min waliyyu. Mim, waw, kasra, miu. Waw fatha wa, miwa. Now what is the rule here? This is idgham with ghunna. Idgham means to merge the sounds. So we are doing merging as well as we are doing nasalization or ghunna in this sound. Mim, waw, kasra, miu, waw fatha wa. Miwa, lam, ya kasra, li, and then ya, waw, to kasra, yu. This is also idgham with the gunna, idgham with the gunna. Here we are applying idgham rule because of noon sakina, and here we are applying same rule because of two kasras. Because tanween also sound like a noon sakin, as if there is a noon at the end. In, un, ban, bin, bun, tan, tin, tun. Now lam if you see ya to kasra is yin. Noon sound is there, noon sakina. So tanween sounds like noon sakina. That's why whatever rule you will apply to noon sakina, you will apply same rules to two fathas, two kasras, or two dhammas. Min waliyyin wala nasir. Min waliyyin wala nasir. Min waliyyin. Yin. Waw fatawa, lam alifatala, wala. This alif is madda, that's why we are saying wala. Noon fatana, صاد يا كسرة سي را ساكن. Nasir. Swad is from the musta'aliya or the heavy letters. That's why the kasra is not affecting it at all. We have to read it heavy. Ya sakina, here is madda because before it you can see there is a kasra. So endings are same. Here ya was sakin and there is a kasra. So it was madda. Here ya is again madda. And ra we are making sakin because we have to pause here. Ayah is completed. Okay, it's like a full stop. And here again we can apply the rule of madde arid lissakun. So we can stretch up to 1 or 2.5 or 3 alif this ya. So I have stretched here 3 alif. I will keep the amount same here as well. ألم تعلم أن الله له ملك السماوات والأرض وما لكم من دون الله من ولي ولا نصير ألم تعلم أن الله له ملك السماوات والأرض وما لكم من دون الله من ولي ولا نصير أم تريدون أن تسألوا رسولكم كما سئل موسى من قبل ومن يتبدل الكفر بالإيمان فقد ضل سواء السبيل. Hamza mim fata am, ta dama tu, am tu, ra ya kasra ri, am turi, dal waw dama du, nun fata na, am turiduna. So I have stretched the letter ya and the letter waw. Because if you see again specific pattern is repeating. Before ya sakina you have kasra. So you have ya as a madda here. And before waw sakina you have a dama. Waw is madda here. Madda letters are the letters which we read by stretching them up to 1 alif. Am turiduna an tas'alu rasulakum. Hamza, nun fata ta, sin fata tas, hamza fata tas'a, lam wadamalu, tas'alu. So here we have done ikhfa. We have hidden the nun sakina sound because there is letter ta after nun sakin, which is from the ikhfa letters. Ikhfa letters are the 15 letters. If you see them after nun sakin or tanween, you have to hide such nun sakin and you have to make it incomplete. Like tas'alu. If I say an tas'alu, it will be wrong. It will be gunna. We don't need gunna here. Gunna is this. Annallaha. Your tongue is touching your upper palate. And ikhfa is tas'alu. Your tongue is not touching anywhere in your mouth and it's like suspended in the air in your mouth. تسألوا رسولكم كما سئل موسى من قبل أم تريدون أن تسألوا رسولكم كما سئل موسى من قبل ومن يتبدل الكفر بالإيمان فقد ضل سواء السبيل. So here we were am turiduna an tas'alu rasulakum, ra fatha ra. Whenever you see there is a fatha on the ra, make it heavy. Seen wa damasu, rasu, lam fatha la, kaf mim damakum, rasulakum. Waw is again madda. So many madda letters are there in this ayah. If you see, ya is madda, waw is madda, waw is madda, again waw is madda. And same pattern is there. So if there is any other harka before waw sakina, it will not be madda. You need to look for the dhamma before waw sakina and there should be a kasra before ya sakina. Then they will be madda. Then you will be able to stretch them. Ka fataka, mim alifatama, kama. So in the word kama, this alif is not extra because there is a fatha before it, so it's madda as well. Sin the masu, hamza kasra'i, su'i, lam fatala, su'ila, mim, waw the mamu, sin, vertical fatha, sa, musa, musa. Here we are stretching mu because waw is madda, and we are stretching the letter sa, sin, vertical fatha, sa, because of vertical fatha. So when it comes to pronunciation, vertical fathas or kasras or damas, they're also pronounced as madda letters because we also stretch them by one alif. Mim, nun kasra, mio, ba fatha qab, lam sakin, qabl, qabl. If you say qabl, it will be wrong because we don't want to give fatha here. It's qabl, qabl. Ba sakin, lam sakin. You have to read both sakina letters together. So it's kama su'ila Musa min qabl. Kaf is heavy because it's from the heavy letters. So we have to make it heavy. Ba is qalqala letter. Qalqala letters are such letters when you pronounce them and they are sakina, there is a bouncing or reflection in their sound. Okay, such as the sound echoes. Sound is echoing. When you say qabl, what is echoing the sound? Like a reflection of the sound. So you can say that this is a qalqala letter, but here we have weak qalqala because ba is in between the word. If our word is ending with a qalqala letter like this, faqad, then qalqala will be strong. So here we have qalqala but a weak qalqala. Waw fata wa, mim, ya fata mai, wa mai, ya fata ya, wa mai ya. After noon sakin, you see letter ya. So what you have to do here, you have to do idgham, meaning merging, as well as nasalization, meaning gunna. Okay, so here is idgham with gunna. Idgham means to merge the sound. Wa mai, ya fata ya, ta fata ta, yata, ba, dal fata, bad, yata bad, dal fata da, yata bad da, lam, lam kasra lil, yata bad da lil, yata bad da lil. Wherever you see shadda, don't forget to emphasize on the latter, otherwise we will not be able to pronounce it twice. So shadda tell us that the letters are twice. That's why we have to emphasize while reading. وَمَن يَتَبَدَّلِ Kaf, Fadama Kuf, Ra Fatara, Kufra. Ra is having fatha like this. Here Ra was heavy, so here Ra is also heavy. Ba, Lam Kasra Bil, Hamza Ya Kasra I, Bil I, Mim Alifata Ma, Bil I Ma. Ya is sakin and there is a kasra before it, and before alif you have fatha. So here ya and alif in this word are madda letters. So you need to read them by stretching up to one alif. Bil imani, bil imani. Am turiduna an tas'alu rasulakum kama su'ila Musa min qabl. ومن يتبدل الكفر بالإيمان فقد ضل سواء السبيل. بالإيمان فا فتفا قاف دال فتا قد فقد. Qaf is heavy because it's from the heavy letters. Dal is from the qalqala letters, same like ba. And here we have strong qalqala because our word is ending with a qalqala letter and it's sakin. So it's a perfect situation to feel the echo or bounce in the sound. Faqad, faqad. So there is a reflection in the sound. Dalla, dod, lam fata dal, lam fata la. Dalla. Dod is heavy. Sin fata sa. Waw alif fata wa, sawa. Alif is madda because of having fatha before it, and soon after alif as a madda you see hamza, and this is one word. So it will be madde muttasil, attached mad, and amount of stretching is 2.5 alif. Hamza, sin fata as, sin fata sa, assa, ba ya kasra bi, lam sakin, sabil. So I have applied the rule of madde arid in all the endings because our second last letter was madda letter and last was sakina. So here you have choice to stretch it up to 1 or 2.5 or 3 alif. So I'm stretching it up to 3 alif, which is the best practice to do that. أم تريدون أن تسألوا رسولكم كما سئل موسى من قبل ومن يتبدل الكفر بالإيمان فقد ضل سواء السبيل ود كثير من أهل الكتاب واو دال فتح ود دال فتح دا ود ka fatha ka sa ya kasra thi kathi. So we have stretched this ya because it's madda plus sa is from the tip of the tongue when it touches the inner edges of your top two front teeth. If you say kasirum, it will be wrong. So we have to avoid the seen pronunciation and we have to read sa properly. Kathirum ra mim to the marum kathirum min. Now here we have done nasalization as well as merging. So this is again here idgham with gunna because after two damas, which is your tanween, you see there is letter mim. Mim is from the Yarmaloon letters. If you write Yarmaloon, ya, ra, mim, lam, waw, and noon, it's an abbreviation. It will give you what letters are included in this category. So mim is among them. You have to do merging, which is called idgham plus nasalization. كثير من كثير من أهل الكتاب همزة فتاة لام لام كسرة لل أهل كاف كسرة كي تا vertical فتاة تا كتاب كسرة بي كتابي. Before we move to the next page, let's recite it again. على كل شيء قدير ألم تعلم أن الله له ملك السماوات والأرض وما لكم من دون الله من ولي ولا نصير أم تريدون أن تسألوا رسولكم كما سئل موسى من قبل ومن يتبدل الكفر بالإيمان فقد ضل سواء السبيل ود كثير من أهل الكتاب لو يردونكم من بعد إيمانكم كفارا حسدا من عند أنفسهم من بعد ما تبين لكم الحق فاعفوا واصفحوا حتى يأتي الله بأمره إن الله على كل شيء قدير. Let's see the rules here. Ya fataya ra dal ya fataya ra dal dama rud yarud dal waw dama du yaruddu nun fatana kaf mim dama kum yaruddunakum mim kasra mim. So here we have idgham. I will come to this in a while. Ba ain fatah ba dal kasra di ba'di يردونكم من بعد. So here ra is heavy because of having dama on the top and dal we are emphasizing to read it twice. Yaruddu du waw is madda because before waw sakin you see there is a dama. So we have to read it by stretching up to one alif. And then you have letter noon with a fatha. Yarudduna kaf mim dama kum. We are reading this meme having shadda. So we are making this kaf dama join with this meme and we are doing nasalization in the meme sound. Wherever you see the shadda on meme, do nasalization. Because in this situation, you have one meme sakin and other meme with the kasra. So whenever you see that there is a meme after meme after meme sakin, there is another meme. So you have to do nasalization in such meme sound. Then you see there is small meme written inside the noon. This rule is called iqlab. Iqlab means to replace the sounds. So after noon sakin, okay, noon sakin, when you have a noon with the sukun sign. After noon sakin, if you see letter ba, you will replace the sound of noon sakin with mim. Instead of saying min ba'di, you have to say min ba'di by doing nasalization or gunna. And this rule is same for tanween, which is your two fathas, two kasras, two dhammas. Okay. يردونكم من بعد يردونكم من بعد من بعد ba ain fatah ba. Ain is from the middle of the throat. Dal kasra di ba'di. Hamza ya kasra e. Mim alif fatah ma. Ima. Now what's happening here? Before ya sakina you have kasra, and before this alif you have fatha. So in this both situations, ya is madda and then alif is madda. Just 1 second, I need to adjust my screen. So mim ba'di, and then you have the word imanikum. Hamza ya kasra e, mim alif fatha ma, ima, ya madda, alif madda, nun kasra ni, kaf mim damakum, imanikum. Qaf fa dama, kuffa alif fatha fa, kuffa. And here, if we want to pause, we can, and if we want to carry on, both situations are correct. So if we are preferring to pause here, we have to reduce these two fathas to one. This rule is only for the two fathas. Okay, if you see two kasras, two damas, you just remove it. But in case of two fathas, you will drop one of them. And the moment you will drop one fatha, you see this alif, which was extra till now, it will become madda. So because it will be a fatha before alif. So if you reduce it to one like this, so this alif is madda now. So you have to say kuffara, kuffara, and ra is heavy. Okay. Sorry about this. So let's read again. يردونكم من بعد إيمانكم كفارا حسدا من أنفسهم من بعد ما تبين لهم الحق فاعفوا واصفحوا حتى يأتي الله بأمره إن الله على كل شيء قدير. After the word fara, next word is hasadam min indi. Ha fatah ha. Ha is from the middle of the throat. So try to pronounce it by opening the mouth wide and try to exhale the air out. Ha. Ha fatah ha. Sin fatah sa. Hasa. Dal. Mim fatah dam. Hasadam. Next is mim nun kasra min. So what's happening here? After two fathas, we have letter mim. So we are doing idgham, meaning we have to merge the sound as well as we have to do nasalization in the sound. حسدا من عند أنفسهم من بعد ما تبين لهم الحق. حسدم, حسدم min. So you have to say حسدم, hold the mim sound. Min عند, عين, noon, kasra, in. Now, here you have to do ikhfa. Ikhfa means to hide the noon sakin sound because dal is from the ikhfa letters. So if you say indi, it will be wrong. You have to hide the sound. You have to say indi, indi. Ain is from the middle of the throat. Indi. Anfusihim, anfusihim, mim. Hamza, nun fatah, fadama, fu, fu. Same rule of ikhfa we applied here, we have to apply here also. Because here after nun sakin was letter dal, which is from the ikhfa letters. And here after nun sakin, you have letter fa, which is also from the ikhfa letters. So there are 15 letters after Noon Sakin or Tanween. If you see them, you have to hide the Noon Sakina sound by making the Noon Sakin sound incomplete, you can say. Okay, Ikhfa means to hide. Idgham means to merge. Iqlab means to replace. Okay. حسدا من عند أنفسهم من بعد ما تبين أنفسهم Hamza, Nun Fata An, Fada Mafu, Anfu, Sin Kasra Si, Anfusi, Ha, Mim Kasra Him, Anfusihim. We are reading this meme, not this one, okay? Because there is a Shadda, so our preference is to join this Ha with a Kasra with this meme having Shadda because there is one hidden meme Sakina already present. So we will drop this one, we will join this with this. Ha, Meme, Kasra, Him. Meme, meme, kasra, mim. Again, we are applying the rule of iqlab. Iqlab means to replace the sound of nun sakin or what you call it, tanween. So here after nun sakin, there is letter ba. We will replace the nun sakin sound with mim. Instead of saying min, we have to say mim ba'adi, mim ba'adi by doing nasalization. حسدا من عند أنفسهم من بعد ما ba ain fata ba ain is from the middle of the throat dal kasra di ba'di mim alif fata ma ba'di ma ta fata ta ba ya fata bay tabay ya fata ya tabayya tabayya noon fata na tabayyana. So whenever you see shadda, emphasize on the letter. Lahumul haqq. Lam fatha la, ha damahu, lahu, mim lam damamul, lahumul, ha, kaf, fatha, haq, and qaf damaku, haqqu. If you're pausing here, because Jim is giving you this choice that you can pause, and if you want to read in continuation, both situations are correct. Equally, you have permission for that. So if you're pausing, this dhamma will drop off and we will put a sukoon sign here. In that case, the qalqala in the qaf will be strongest. Okay, haqq, haqq. So we have spoken about qalqala can be weak, it can be strong, and it can be strongest. So here is the one situation in which the qalqala will be strongest because qaf is from your musta'aliya letters or heavy letters as well as it's having the qalqala characteristics in that. Okay, so qalqala letters are 5 letters: qaf, ta, ba, jim, dal, and they are called also bouncing letters because there is a reflection or echo in the sound when you read such letters, especially when they are silent and at the end of the letter, at the end of the word. And if they are having shadda and they're silent as well, then qalqala will be strongest. حسدا من عند أنفسهم من بعد ما تبين لهم الحق فاعف واصفه حتى يأتي الله بأمره إن الله على كل شيء قدير. So after that is fa, ain, fatah, fa, waw, the mafu, fa'afu. Ain is from the middle of the throat. Wasfahu. Waw, swad, fatah, was. If you read was, it will be wrong because you will end up pronouncing seen. We need swad here. When you say the letter seen, observe that your lips are widely spreading. But when you're saying swad, your lips are a little bit rounded. Wasfa, wasfahu, wasfahu. So swad is heavy. Fa fatafa, ha wadamahu, wasfahu, hu. Before waw sakin, there is a dhamma. It means this waw is madda. You have to read it by stretching up to one alif. Ha, ta fata, hatta, vertical fata, ta, hatta. Ha, again from the middle of the throat. If you say hatta, it will be wrong because it will be replaced with this ha, which is from the bottom of the throat. And if you do this, then it will be lahne jali, the clear mistakes which can change the meaning of Quranic words. So we have to avoid it by learning the correct pronunciation of the letters. حسدا من عند أنفسهم من بعد ما تبين لهم الحق فاعفوا واصفحوا حتى يأتي الله بأمره إن الله على كل شيء قدير. So, ya, Hamza, Fatah, ya. Whenever you see this sukoon sign on top of Hamza, you have to give it a sudden pause. Ya'ti, ya'ti. Ta kasrati, ya lam fatah yal, ya'ti yal. Lam vertical fatah la, hadamahu, ya'ti Allahu. So, before the letter lam in the word Allah, we have fatha. We will make it heavy. If there is a kasra, it will be light. So here the lam is heavy. Hadamahu. Ya'tiyallahu. Ba kasra bi. Hamza mim fata bi ra kasra ri bi amri. And then ha is sakin because there is a sign of pause. We are stopping here. We are removing the harkas and we are making it sakin by giving it this sukun sign. Fa'fu wasfahu hatta ya'ti Allahu bi amrih. Rih. So ha sound should be there. If you say bi amri and if you end your recitation on ra, it means we are excluding ha here. So excluding a letter, including a letter, removing means or adding or changing a letter, these all mistakes can be classified as lahni jali, the clear mistakes which can change the meaning of Quranic words. Inna Allah ala kulli shay'in qadir. Hamza, noon kasra in, noon, lam fatha nal. Innal. So here we have a gunna. Lam, vertical fatha, la, ha, fatha, ha. Inna Allah. Gunna. And here this lam is heavy because of having fatha. Okay, before it. Ala. Ain fatha, a. Lam, vertical fatha, la, ala. Kaf, lam, dama, kul. Lam, kasra, li, kulli. Sheen, ya, fatha, shay. Hamza, to kasra, in. Shay, in. This is ikhfa. Qadir. Kaf fatha ka, dalia kasra di, ra sakin, qadir. So let's see the rules here. Ain is from the middle of the throat. Lam we have to read by stretching up to one alif because of vertical harka. Kulli, this lam is twice, that's why we have to read by emphasizing on the lam. Whenever you see the shadda sign on the letters, try to emphasize while you're reciting them or reading them. Otherwise, you will end up reading them once. We have to read them twice. Then you have the word sheen, ya, fatha, shay. Before ya sakin, you have fatha. So this ya is lean here. Lean means to read gentle without stretching or suddenly pausing the sound. And here I have read shay qadir. So what's the rule here? This is called ikhfa. Ikhfa means to hide noon sakin or tanween sound under certain conditions. So this condition is if you see ikhfa letters, these are the 15 letters. If you see after tanween ikhfa letters or after noon sakin, so you have to hide that you have to hide that tanween or noon sakin sound. Qaf is from the ikhfa letters, so we are hiding shay'in qadir. As well as this is from the musta'aliya letters, so you have to make it heavy. Before ya sakin, you have kasra. Here ya is madda and ra is sakin because we are pausing at the ayah. So we are removing these and we are making it silent. And if we do this, then we can apply the rule of madde arid listakun on this ya, which is madda. So if your second last letter is madda letter and you're making last letter silent because of waqf or pause, so you can stretch it up to 1 or 2.5 or 3 alif. So I was stretching all the endings were the same with the same rule. I was stretching them up to 3 alif. So I will keep the amount same here as well. Inna Allah ala kulli shay'in qadir. Next ayah, which is our last ayah for today, is وَأَقِيمُوا الصَّلَاةَ وَآتُوا الزَّكَاةَ وَمَا تُقَدِّمُوا لِأَنفُسِكُم مِّن خَيْرٍ تَجِدُوهُ عِندَ اللَّهِ من خير تجدوه عند الله إن الله بما تعملون بصير إن الله بما تعملون بصير. So let's see the rules in this ayah. واو فتح وا همزة فتح وأ قاف يا كسرة قي وأقي كاف is heavy ميم صاد دما mus. So whatever comes in between we will drop. Our preference is this shadda, so we are joining this meme with the dama with this shadda. Wa aqimus mus, swad is heavy, fatha swa. Wa aqimus sa, lam fatala, which is vertical fatha, so you have to stretch it. Wa aqimus sala, ta fatata. Wa aqimus salata. This ta is called ta marbuta, but the pronunciation of it is same like the other dotted ta. Waw fatha wa, hamza vertical fatha a, wa a, ta za dama tuz, wa a tuz, wa a tuz. Again, our preference is to join the harka one with the shadda one. Whatever comes between them, we have to drop. Za fatha za, wa a tuz, kaf vertical fatha ka, ta sakin. Wa a tuz zaka. This waw is not functional here, so we will not consider it while reading. And when it comes to this ta marbuta, if you have to pause after it, you will not only drop the harakas, but you have to drop the dots as well. You will make it ha like this. Okay, so it's ha now. Zakah. وأقيموا الصلاة وآتوا الزكاة وما تقدموا لأنفسكم من خير تجدوه عند الله. واو فتوى ميم ألف ما وما تا دمتو قاف دال فتا قد تقد دال كسر دي تقدي ميم واو دممو تقدمو. This alif is madda here because there is a fatha before it. Madda letters are the letters which we read by stretching them up to one alif. So alif is madda when there is a fatha before it. Waw is madda when there is a dama before it. It needs to be sakina and there should be a dama before it. So here we are stretching, here we are stretching. Wama tuqaddimu, wama tuqaddimu, tuqaddimu. Kaf is heavy. لأنفسكم لأنفسكم لام كسرة لي همزة نون فتح لأن فاد مفو لأنفو سين كسرة سي لأنفسي كاف ميم دمكم. So our preference is again the shadda and the haraka one. So whatever comes between we have to drop. Kaf mim damakum, mim nun kasra min, kum min. What are the rules here? This is ikhfa. Ikhfa means to hide the nun sakin or tanween sound. If you see ikhfa letters after that, so there are 15 letters. If you see them, you have to hide the nun sakina or tanween sound. So fa is one of them. So you have to say li fusikum kum kum. So here what I have done the ghunna in meme sound. Because here is a meme sakin and there is meme and two memes are there. One is sakina and the other one is having kasra. So if you see after meme sakin another meme, you have to do ghunna. Or if you want to remember it, simply remember whenever you see shadda sign on top of meme, just do the ghunna in the meme sound. وما تقدموا لأنفسكم من خير تجدوه من خير تجدوه عند الله. خا يا فتخي. Ya is lean, so that's why we have to read it gentle. Ra to kasra riyan, khayriyan. Here again I have done ikhfa because the rules which we are applying of the ikhfa for noon sakin you have to apply on tanween also, because tanween sounds like noon sakin. It seems there is a noon at the end but there is no noon. Ra to kasra is rin, rin, noon sound is there. That's why their rules are common. Khayriyan. Ta fatata jim kasra ji taji dal wadamadu tajidu hadamahu tajiduhu tajiduhu. Waw is madda because before waw sakin you see there is a dama. خير تجدوه خير تجدوه عند الله. Ain is from the middle of the throat. Noon is sakina, and after that you see letter dal. Okay, so here wherever you see the ikhfa, so remember this fa is from the ikhfa letters, ta is from the ikhfa letters, dal is from the ikhfa letters. If you want, you can make a note so you know that 15 letters are the ikhfa letters, and if you see them after noon sakin or tanween, you have to hide such noon sakin or tanween sound. لأنفسكم من خير تجدوه عند الله. الله. Here, before the letter lam in the word Allah, there is a fatha. So we will make it heavy. عند الله. Allah. Okay, don't forget this ha. من خير تجدوه عند الله. إن الله. Hamza, nun kasra in noon, lam fatha, nal. Innal. So noon is having shadda, do nasalization in the sound. Plus we have to read this la in the word Allah heavy because of having fatha before it. Hamza, nun kasra in, noon, lam fatha, nal. Innal, lam, vertical fatha, la. Innallah, ha fatha, ha. Innallah. Ba kasra bi, mim alif fatha ma. Bima. Ta ain fatha ta, mim fatha ma. Ta'ma. Lam waw damalu, nun fatha na. Ta'maluna. Ta'maluna. Ain is from the middle of the throat, and before vav sakin you have dama, so you will give it a 1 equal to 1 alif stretch. Basir. Ba fatha ba, swad ya kasra si, basi, ra sakin. Basir. Swad is heavy because it's from the musta'aliya letters. Again, you have ya sakin, and before that is a kasra. So ya is madda, and we are pausing here, so we are making this ra sakin by ourselves. So here we can stretch up to 1 or 2.5 or 3 alif by applying the rule of madde arid lisakun. So I will stretch it up to 3 alif because it's best to do the tool, means the elongation or stretching in madde arid lisakun. And if it's madde leen arid, it's best to do the kasr. Kasr means to shorten it. So here I will stretch it up to 3 alif. Now I'm going back to ayah number 106. So let's recite now by keeping all the rules in the mind, inshallah. ما ننسخ من آية أو نوسها نأتي بخير منها أو مثلها ألم تعلم أن الله على كل شيء قدير ألم تعلم أن الله له ملك السماوات والأرض وما لكم من دون الله من ولي ولا نصير أم تريدون أن تسألوا رسولكم كما سئل موسى من قبل ومن يتبدل الكفر بالإيمان فقد ضل سواء السبيل ود كثير من أهل الكتاب لو يردونكم من بعد إيمانكم كفارا حسدا من عند أنفسهم من بعد ما تبين لهم الحق فاعفوا واصفحوا حتى يأتي الله بأمره إن الله على كل شيء قدير وأقيموا الصلاة وآتوا الزكاة وما تقدموا لأنفسكم من خير تجدوه عند الله إن الله بما تعملون بصير. ما ننسخ من آية أو ننسها نأت بخير منها أو مثلها ألم تعلم أن الله على كل شيء قدير ألم تعلم أن الله له ملك السماوات والأرض وما لكم من دون الله من ولي ولا نصير أم تريدون أن تسألوا رسول سئل موسى من قبل ومن يتبدل الكفر بالإيمان فقد ضل سواء السبيل ود كثير من أهل الكتاب لو يردونكم من بعد إيمانكم كفارا يردونكم من بعد إيمانكم كفارا حسدا من عند أنفسهم من بعد ما تبين لهم الحق فاعفوا واصفحوا حتى يأتي الله بأمره إن الله على كل شيء قدير وأقيموا الصلاة وآتوا الزكاة وما تقدموا لأنفسكم من خير تجدوه عند الله إن الله بما تعملون بصير صدق الله العظيم. So this was the today's session, which was on ayah 106 till 110. I hope that you have understood most of the tajweed rules. With this, inshallah, we are ending our session, and I will meet you again in tomorrow's live session at 9 p.m. UK time. And on Tuesday, inshallah, I will be doing the session on Al-Fil. So if you want to learn the short surahs with tajweed, I will be there every other day. And for the Surah Baqarah session, I will be doing a session every single day, 9 p.m. Okay, so let's send salawat on Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and then with this we will end our today's session, and inshallah I will meet you in the next one. Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ala ali Muhammad كما صليت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد اللهم بارك على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما باركت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار اللهم أجرني من النار. So with this, inshallah, we are ending our session. Inshallah, I will see you tomorrow, 9 p.m. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.